Wow. G'day. Well, one of those funny things with tonight, we might be less Leanne because she's away for the weekend. And I sort of left it that if she was able to, she could pop in or not and it might be a shorter show tonight. Oh, wow. Look, it was just so, well, for me it was funny, but I suppose not for those of you who are waiting there to have a show, because I was busy watching the finish of NCIS. It is actually my favourite show, and I do watch it fairly, I wouldn't say religiously, but I do like to watch it. Every night when it's on. I just want to say hi to everyone, and I am Boundy. Hi Dee, and I'm going to show my name tonight just for a little bit because not everybody would know who I am, I'm sure. There could be some new ones. And hi Trudy, new people coming to watch on the mytimetv.live. So hi Sharon. And I was going to try putting in my name. I thought I did show it. Let's have a look. Does it do it? Yes, there it is. There's my name. So, wow. And it's raining outside and it's still jolly cold here in South Australia. We are in the middle of winter though. So, hi Bessie, how are you? And we've got Anne, how are you? And I am going to drop that name because I just don't, it's not really what I want to be doing is seeing my name sitting there. And I have got this, well, I'm not sure if I did actually cross-post it. I'm hoping that I've got the correct links in the above for the mytimetv.live. I'm not sure if I cross-posted. Leanne usually checks that stuff for me. And usually after we've started like we have now. And oops, I haven't done it, I don't think. But besides that, it is simulcasting through to the YouTube channel as well. So if you're actually on the Boundy page, the Boundy channel in YouTube, that's fine too, because I can actually see your comments in the back end when it comes up, like I was showing yours, like you guys, these ones. So it's all good. Now, it's one of those things that makes it a little bit more difficult if there is a because it's actually called Friday's Intuitive Chat now. This is the show that Leanne and I actually were doing on a Tuesday in the middle of the day, like 10:30. That's when we have had it previously for, it's been over a year and whatever it is that we've been doing that for as well. And because I had a part-time job sort of fall in my lap over the last 4 weeks, it's been that long that it's been in that process. It's been like the whirlwind of what life presents with us sometimes. We changed it because I was actually working on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, things do change, and it's changed again because I'm not doing that work now. So that was a bit short-lived, which is fine. There was just a few issues, and the travelling was one of them. So, and I'll put that crawler down because, well, that's what life is. Sometimes things do interfere with it. Now, what I'm going to do, because it's hard to talk about a topic by oneself unless I do a full-on monologue, which probably can get a bit boring, what I thought we might do is put the guest link in the comments, and if anyone would like to join me just to chat, not necessarily for a reading, but we could probably do something like that too with the cards, because you're probably aware I tend to steer clear of the mediumship type thing as an online thing because that just makes me nervous. Leanne's a lot better at that. But gee, give me the cards, the deck of cards. As you can see are here. I have got them here on my table. I've changed the setup around a little bit and it makes it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to show this one that Dee has actually asked because she has asked a question. And I'm happy for you to ask questions in this stream tonight because it's what we do usually get to. normally in the second half of it, but look, we're in the first half now, and open opportunities. We take advantage when we can. So, hi, Ros, can I ask a question? You certainly can, because it's what you're doing now. Was sound asleep and was woken by my mattress bumping hard under my legs. Ah, it's a delightful spirit waking me, please. It's happened a couple of times now. That's an interesting one that you come up with, testing me as far as the mediumship goes. I'm actually feeling it. It is a cheeky male, and it almost feels like someone that it's got tight curly hair and a bit on the younger side-ish of it as far as an age goes. And I am feeling that tight curly hair. Also, whether it's someone who's actually passed with the end results of a chemo, like the hair loss as well. Just a weird feeling around that head area. So, and as you can see, I mean, I've got lovely long hair, and it really does feel like it's off. It's I think there's a cheekiness around, and it's just I suppose because it's one of those things, get you moving and noticing. So it's probably his way of actually getting you to take some notice, and probably with that too, to actually, have a chat. I mean, do you already? I'm not really getting any type of a name. I'm feeling there's a Mick, Michael, some sort of a form of that in name or similar. So whether that's relevant for you or it's not, that's what I'm sensing anyway. So I could probably be making a total fool of myself here. Yeah, weird sensation. It really is. I'm feeling the tingles and tickles around the head. So it does feel more like the curly tight hair. So hopefully that's something that's meaningful for you. As you know, I tend to self-doubt a little bit around the mediumship, but I certainly got the confidence with the cards. So there you go. Thank you for asking, though. With the mattress, I think it is just, what time is it in the night that you actually do get it mostly? Because there is a reasonably well, 2:33, 3 o'clock, 3:30 type. That sense that timeline can actually be the spirit time as well. So, well, it's what my experience has been as far as the bumps and knocks and things that get your attention in the middle of the night that wake you up. It tends to be around that time where I'd be woken up. I don't know what other mediums and psychics experiences are, but I know for me that's one of them anyway. So sense what you feel actually as to who's doing it, who's getting your attention. So, now we'll go to, I hope you guys don't mind if I do tend to towards the cards as far as what I would like to use, and because I'd like that there, if this turns out to be like as in easy enough to see. This type of lighting, it's a bit rough and ready, I know, because I have altered my setup just a little bit. So I'm hoping that that one's okay. Now, this one's for you. Oh, I better put the name up, hadn't I, of who's going to be there. It is pretty much going to be next in order type of thing. Now, I'm wondering, is this one easier to see like that? Yeah, it is a bit enough. So we've got the anchor, the key, and I'll just do them as the three. Try and get them so they look nice. And I'd rather not have my hand in it, but, you shuffle and do cards, you're going to have a hand in it. So, no, I don't have my Apple pencil. So the anchor, let me use my back scratcher. So the anchor, I'll do it this way. I'm feeling that, like, as far as I'll just do them quickly as past, present, future type. So that as far as what you're bringing into this reading, since it's just a general one, it's what's been happening has been a little bit of an unsettled energy around what you've brought into this reading, the cards that we've got given for you. But there's going to be, you've got the control of that key. So the key itself is what you have in your hand, in your persona, in your energy. So you're going to be able to unlock that potential, the flower, because it's the two flowers there. I'm feeling it really is that self-recognition and the reward for yourself as far as being able to say thank you. And that is that self-recognition. I'm just wondering if that light can be that way, so it's not this, oh no, that goes too dark, doesn't it? Or is that all right? Can you see it all right like that? I'll just see if I get some, gee. Oh, there's a lot of comments again already. Oh, hi, Diane. I'm just going to pop that one up and then we'll get back to Anne's comment there. Hi, because you're a regular on my on the morning one, aren't you? And whoopsie. And this is the one we're answering. It'd be nice just to have a quick comment. Is that all right with the lighting like it is? Or is it too dark? Because it's the one thing I haven't quite got balanced well enough yet. So, and D, you don't know anyone who's passed who had chemo, but do tend to get the cheeky spirits around me. Yeah. Look, it could be that it's not someone that you actually know personally, like as far as your memory of the looks that I'm getting. But because we do these readings pretty quickly, I will just leave it at that. I think, yes, definitely is part of your ancestry and that cheekiness. Probably a young, yeah, anyway. Definitely the curly hair anyway, Dee. So, okay. Good. So the light's all right there, I hope. Yeah, okay. So we'll get back to this because I'd love to try and get through as many as I can, and they'll only be very quick flips of the cards and explanations as well, because I do feel more comfortable with the cards. So there you go at this point in time, even though I've done this for over, well, whatever years it's been now. The anchor, yes, rough what's been coming in. It's being able to actually put the anchor down, finding that key. It's giving that time to be able to have that key actually working its magic and opening up what needs to be brought forward, and that recognition for self. I'm feeling that this is actually acknowledging for yourself that you've actually made it. You have achieved. There's something that you've achieved that you're really needing to have that recognition of self and self-confidence. So do let it work its magic once you've found that key. I think you know what it is that is going to be the key for that next step, that part of confidence that you're needing. Okay. Hear about health, Leanne, is what you'd like. Now I'm clearing the cards, shuffling 3 times, and that is what you're going to get. Now, it might or might not be 3 cards for everyone. We'll see how we go. So there's been a lot of hard work, hard stuff happening. The work's been put in to actually try and get you're saying about health. I'm taking what is the first part of your question, so about health. So there's the diagnosis, that the work that's been put into finding out about issues that you're feeling concerned about. Wish upon the stars, I think really it's all good luck. There's just some things that have been a bit of that niggle. Whoops. Oh, that's rubbery. It's going to actually hold it and move it for me. Goody. So the stars, it's got all possibilities of actually, the focus of the one that you know is the biggest issue, and you haven't got many issues. I'm feeling that it's all pretty clear, and it is the good luck card. The clover is the good luck card that's combined with these. So I think really you're needing to think on the positive and what you can harvest from life rather than being concerned and worried about what the health is, because I'm feeling that is actually okay, and move forward with that as you continue to create the markers of what it is that's happening in your life right now around your health, so that later on you can actually have that being the gauge of what's now to what potentially might be the future. But I'm feeling that it's all actually good luck. Your health is fine in that respect. So I'm feeling the harvest of good news rather than just something that is going to be a concern or a worry for you. Okay. So, and if in doubt, just get it checked out. So whatever it is, I mean, with anything to do with health, not, I'm not a medical professional or anything. And you, Linda, you've got a question too, have you? So you're at a major crossroad. How do you know which road is best for me and those I impact? Aha. You search within that inner you. And I'm going to go back to this because it probably is enough to have that space. Or is it that one? Let's see. We'll see in a minute. It is a dark spot there, isn't it? Like that. Oh, there's the anchor again. Aha. Now, it's probably going to take a bit of time reading 3 cards at once, isn't it? For everyone, isn't it? But you are asking the question of a major crossroad. So it's been a bit rough, is what the past's brought into it. A bit of a rocky sea. So the crossroad actually has shown that, and having a choice to make. One of them is definitely going to be passing. There's an ending to something. So a crossroad, when you're making decisions, it really is a bit more about that, isn't it? So you're going to have that as a choice, even though it's not the choices card. So there's something that's definitely going to be put in the past. It'll be passed on, passed over. That particular issue will die or choice. So which one is best for you? Is there something you do feel is really going to be in that sort of energy of needing to move it on? So I think you know already which is the best for you. And for those it impacts, look, it could be that there's going to be a lot of hidden wisdom in which direction you take, but also it feels a little bit that those two are actually holding a secret, because it's got the lock. That's where my eye is going to, is to the locked book, as if it's a secret. So I think really what needs to be passed on, keep it to yourself, and you're going to be moving on into that next pathway, that next part of your journey. So you'll know in your own intuitive senses which direction that's going to be, which pathway you're actually going to choose. And as far as what impact it is, I think it will be something that's needed to be moved on, and the impact is what it will be for them and not your concern, is what I'm feeling with that too. So okay, now we've got Sharon here. Love a card. Just want to know if you're on the right track. I'm just flipping down to the bottom to see if there's anything else about the lighting or anything that I need to take notice of. And there's not. So here we go. Did I clear the cards that time? I can't remember if I did or not. Anyway, here's the second shuffle. And I'll do one more. I will probably limit it to 1 card each, because there is a few comments starting to come up there. So if you're on the right track, yes, it looks like, I feel that the ring is actually a positive card. Now, look, I can't just put 1 card down. Yes, you're unlocking what is the potential of what's coming in front of you, and you are on the right track. You've got all of what is the ancestry behind you and the guidance from those who've been before. So it really is tapping into what is the deep roots of the inner knowledge wisdom that's come through in your genetic pool, and using that intuitive sense within, as far as what's coming through from that depth, and how it grows into being you as part of the whole of the tree sort of thing, is what I'm feeling there. So do tap into the depth of the knowing, your own knowing and intuition to gather that info as far as, are you on the right track? Just think of what it is that you know that you're feeling about it, and is it really a positive that, yes, I want to move forward? If it's not, well, don't move forward with that positive if that's where you're feeling it's going. So that's what I'm sensing from the cards there. And we'll go moving on. So thanks for the question, for asking, Sharon. And so Belinda Sharon has just asked a card to guide a crossroad decision, play a crossroad decision. I think I already answered one. This is where Leanne is just so good at keeping track of who I've actually put up as a comment. That's where my memory's so short I don't remember. But that's part of why I have fun. I really do. So Jasmine, love to hear if anything. If I'm drawn to, I just go down the list. So if you happen to be there in the right time slot and the comments don't whiz off the screen like they sometimes do, you're lucky. So drawn to you, you've got the lucky card, you have got Clover, you've got the Fox, Clover and the Sun. The Fox is around, for me, it's more around the... I think in the guidebook, and this is from a while ago, it tends to be around a less positive card, but I just look at the card and take what I feel from it. And as a group, it looks to me that there's going to be another day where, with a fox, they're only looking out after their own, because that's the perspective that they have. So in the background, we might have that rooster, which we do, who's protecting his coop and all the other chooks that are in it, and guarding and keeping an eye out for predators that are like the fox and the rest. Well, the fox is hunter. They're predators, yes, but they're only looking after their own and wanting to feed their family or eat themselves and that sort of stuff. Yeah, they've got a weird way of doing it because they're very destructive and they don't eat it all and all that sort of stuff. But it's like everything, it all recycles in its fashion. So what I'm feeling with this is, even though the fox isn't successful this time, what you're getting is the good luck and the sun shining on that next attempt, that next go at whatever is the ideas and the planning that's going into what's next. So that's what I'm feeling with that. So I am feeling that that's a good luck sequence there, and you'll be successful in whatever it is that you are planning for the next step in whatever it is that you're doing. I'm feeling it's probably more around the work scene in what I'm sensing. So, think of it in that context. Whoops, that one slid down as I was doing it. So, yes, you can have a card, Tina. I'm just about to shuffle, and I've lost count already of how many times I've shuffled, because I don't want the same card showing up each time. You've got the birds, tree. So the tree is important here. We've got fox this time. A lot to do with the communication. So even though there's two of the same cards, what we've got here is the birds, and the birds are bringing in communication and actually getting along and doing the brainstorming and having the chatter and possibly a little bit of gossip. But it's all to do with being involved and being interested and being in a group and helping each other. And that's what I'm feeling, because the tree is there. The tree has the deep roots that are similarly, they're connected to, the ancestral lines, because that symbol is the symbol of the tree of life, I think, or the Kabbalah. So it actually does encompass all of what is life, at the past, present, future, virtually. So, it's actually feeling that connection and the communication between all levels of who we are, and actually working out what is our way that we need to be living. Why we, with the fox there, foxes can be wily, but they can also be very smart. And it's actually using that information, what you're feeling from within, and checking in with others, that's going to help you actually be it better, be your life better. That some of my words are being a bit garbled, so I'm feeling that there's needing to be that time taken for the breath instead of racing forward with it, and taking that, take the time out to move away from the situation and back into it for another day later. So having that connection of communication, planning and sorting it, but for another day. That's what I'm feeling on the end of that one. So there you go. So hopefully that was a little bit helpful for you there, Tina. And I don't think I've seen your comment yet before, have I, Bessie? I mean, this is where the way that I read, it's really good if you don't repeat your question later on, because it gets me too confused. and then it's really not fair on others that are waiting in the line. And yes, the later that you come in on, the less that we'll be able to cover, isn't it? Pretty much, and share it around. So I've got the next set of cards is for you, Bessie. Can't find a passport. Think the spirits can give us a sign somehow. Ha. Inner wisdom. Right. So it's going to take, there is going to be a little bit of work to actually find it, as you've probably already put that work in, because this is more the past, present, future, how I'm reading them. So yes, you've put in a bit of work to it. And being in the present moment, it's just sitting down and taking the time to really think now, where may it be, where, you know, all of those other things that may have been missed, and just spending a little bit of time to actually think of the step by step of where it was last seen, and then just thinking, feeling, and knowing. I'm just trying to sense where it might be. And we've got a key. I'm feeling with having the key in this set, I think it's probably been locked away in some safe space. So if there is something, if I'm feeling the indication is that a locked filing cabinet or something that has the key to unlock it, that it's in there and not been found, whether it's got caught behind or dropped down, or even in that, if it's a chest of drawers or a filing cabinet, it may have fallen down to the back of the drawers and you need to take the full drawers out. So it could be dropped to the back of the drawers. I'm feeling that wherever it is, it needs to be or has been in where there is a key that locks it. So have another look around that type of area. Okay, so hopefully you find it for your cousin. So that'd be good. Now, oh, good. Thank you. I could wait till I'm not too. Oh, now what's this? D. I know that I have done a reading up there somewhere, but do you know what? When I do little readings and stuff like that, and like this, yep, I just had to have a look back at the previous where you'd made your comment. All good. So thank you. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. I could wait till I am not so tired. It was about 7:30 and you were exhausted. Yeah. Look, it's probably, you know, those moments where there's something that your mind is working on as well, and you get those sort of indications that'll wake you up. And likely there's something that you yourself are actually working on that has that double meaning for a solution, if you get what I mean. So, yeah, so rest up when you need to, because if you're getting to the point of being exhausted, you're also working too hard. So, well, that's my take on it. Right, just cleared the cards, and we're going to have a card or two, or it could be three for you, Wanda, and about work. Okay. Well, this tree one is definitely a trend tonight, isn't it? Right. So, and the second time we've had the ring, which is fine. And there's certainly looking like there's quite a bit of work that's gone into, and it feels to me like it's some documents, because the letter is there, but it's also the ring. So it's along the line of something that's a little more legal and binding, like a contract or an agreement or something like that. And it's coming from a lot of work that's gone into it, from your own knowledge, skills and stuff like that. I'm almost feeling like it's some form of a submission that you've put in. And it's in the process, having been written, that it's going to become that commitment, that contract, so that you'll actually find, more than likely, that very soon you'll hear the results of that and have an affirmative that it's going to come forward as you would like to have it come forward. My eye is caught by the little shiny, the beautiful glow from the tip of the gem on that ring. So hopefully that's helpful. Think positive about what you're needing to have as your outcome with your work, and it is going to happen. So there we go for that for you, Wanda. Now, Love a card reading. Yeah, certainly. And have we done one for you yet, Jasmine? Because, yep, we have, haven't we? Because you had that drawn to me. So that's good. And that's where Di, hi, how are you? And we'll get to Dee's comment here. I don't know anyone passing from who had the chemo, but do tend to get the cheeky spirits. Well, certainly was a little, and it's the cheeky grin type. So, yeah, interesting. It felt like that type of thing was the hair. It's something about the hair anyway, and it felt like that tingle on the. It still feels a little bit like that to me. So yeah, all good though. Good evening, Roz. Hope I'm well. Thank you, Louisa. I actually am, even though forgetful and having gotten involved in the TV program, but that's all right. Now, have I done one for you, Courtney? Let me just whiz back. I like scrolling my finger on my mighty mouse. Oh, you know that one. It's a magic mouse. It's a Mac. It's good fun. It works really well, but it can go too fast too. So clear the cards. I should actually try a tarot deck one day. Again, it's been a fair while since I've done tarot, because I've become so enamored with the Lenormand. They're just a beautiful deck. And I'd love to do an open, or three new, a grand tableau one night. That'd be fun. That'd be really good fun. But we'll see. When I get a bit more practiced at those, we might. And if you don't know what the grand tableau is, that is the, actually, what I'm going to do, because I do happen to have one of those somewhere here as a photo. Here, I'll put this up because I can push this in the stream. You'll get the link to it as a reading too. Sorry, I think you might. Does it? I just have to have a look. This is in the section that's actually called, yeah, the link did show up, didn't it? Oopsie. I think it did. One of the new things in the Be Live Studio 2 is it has what's called live selling, or is it called live sales now? They changed the label. And I can put products or services or other things to promote in the screen like this. I can solo it like this. And this actually is an example of the grand tableau that I'm talking about. You have all of the cards out on the table at once. So that's what happens with that one. And it's a great way of getting a really in-depth reading. Obviously, the pricing of that reflects it as well. And like the interpretations can be quite a few out of the layout, because it's all of the cards. All of the cards from just the plain deck. So this is the difference in the decks. I've got, that's the straight deck where it's not the expanded, and this is the one that I use for the daily readings. It's the expanded, so it's got more cards. So the grand tableau in general will only use the straight deck. So back to this, and we've got Courtney's reading. So we've got the moon as what past influence, the home in present, and the older male man in, what's past, present, future, sort of. I only use it loosely like that. So what influence you've actually got coming in, you've actually been working on a bit of those shadow sides of what is coming forward, coming into your energies that's needing to be dealt with. So it's almost like having the sunshine on them, because that's what the moon has, is the sun shining on it to be that reflection that we see as the softer energy in the moon and the light. And that's why it's a little more nurturing, because it's not that harsh in your face type of energy. It really is the soft, gentle, nurturing energy. And it's a way of bringing what is our shadow work forward, that we can actually move into working on it. And that's where it's come home for you, as far as that work and that where you are in life, to feel really comfortable, having a beautiful home space and things just starting to fall and gel into place in the right way, that it feels like the happiness, the moving in nice space, like it really is. It is family. It's that wonderful, wonderful place and space to be, really. And there does feel to be that older man helping and supporting. It really feels like a wonderful family. That the what you'd actually hope for as an ideal. And so that's what I'm sensing and feeling from this. I can see in your little photo, your icon, you've got a young one there. Wonderful. So feel into that energy is just so loving and moving into that area of learning and growing in wisdom as you're moving into a deeper essence of family life is what I'm feeling there, and feeling very comfortable with it. So enjoy, Courtney. So, and Jasmine, you've got there, it's beautiful. I can't remember what that was in. Oh, the reference to the cards, wasn't it? So it's good lighting here. Well, that's thanks. Thank you for that feedback. Lights are fine. Could be a little brighter. Yeah. I'm going to need to sort of work on the lighting. I don't have anything professional in the way of lighting at all. Besides, if I move that, you'll see there's a little ring light that's on top of a thing that held a camera, and that's where the camera is holding itself over the table, because I'm borrowing a stand. So that's the only secondary light, and I've got one up there that points up. That's why, it really is in the night time. It's a little bit darker. So, yeah. Whoops. And yeah, they're a beautiful deck of cards, aren't they, Wanda? I've been using them for so long. I love it. And thank you, Anne. Oh, gorgeous kitty. Love that. Right, Tamara. You'd like a card. Love to know about your living arrangements. Okay, let's have a look. I don't know how many times I shuffled those either. Well, you're going to have a key to open and lock the door. Unlock and open the door, and congratulations, the flower of the bouquets. Isn't it lovely to be able to have flowers around you? And that's what it feels like. It feels like it is a congratulations, the way that you would like to move into, to have your living arrangements. Are you sharing? Is it something that you're in a share situation and wanting, or boarding or something like that? I'm feeling that it's you're looking for something new and moving into the arena. It feels like to me that there's going to be a shared arrangement, and that the communication is, I'm feeling like it's going to be good communication factor, or you're going to need good communication factor. But to me, it feels like it's going to be a really nice welcoming and congratulations, you're there. So that's how I would actually take that, and especially as far as the as far as your question regarding the living arrangement. So hopefully that's helpful. And with anything where hang on, what's the thing? What's that saying about where the focus goes, the energy flows? No, where the energy flows. Anyway, there's something about the positive energy. Think positive, it's going to work. Whoops, and I just bumped the table. Sorry about that. So do put that in mind as the positive, because it's what I'm feeling. With any of this, how you yourself are feeling, that gut reaction around it, that's really what's more important than how I interpret the cards for you, or what I'm sensing and feeling around your energy as well. So take that on board. We all have the ability. It's not just for those who have a gift. It's like anything. You can learn, you can grow and develop your talent, purely because when we were young, it was something that we actually had conditioned out of us in general in our society. It's not seen as accepting that you can be seeing the dead, talking with them, or, having the ability to sense into your own intuition and stuff like that. So now, Sarah, what we've got for you. Whoops, too far over. Oh, wow. Wow. Right, what we've got for you. Fish, pretty much about abundance. So it's going to be a lot of the good resources around for you. So at the moment, what you're needing to do is be aware of them and use them at the right time. It is a little bit to do with the timing of when they come to you, when you actually earn your money, or that type of process. You're needing to actually be mindful of the timing of what you're doing with those resources, and also as far as the decisions to actually spend or save. It can be one or the other. That's what it's feeling like for me. So it is more about your resources, like the physical money side of what life is for you at the moment. So if that's something that's been important for you or concern, look, it feels good. It just needs to be that time management, the timing of, and whether to, and the does it come in or go out type of thing with the earning or the spending. Just be mindful of it. But you certainly have an abundance of what you need. It's just being able to manage it well for what goals you're actually after, okay? Because we all have different goals around our money and how we earn it and that sort of thing. Now, did I do a card for you yet, Diane? I can't remember. I don't think I did yet, because I sort of raced down there to say hi and then backed off again up to the top. So not sure if you guys can actually see all this as I'm moving through in the same order. It's one of those things, I'm not sure with the way that BeLive does it. So anyway, we'll keep onward. Now, Diane, I am going to do, whoops, yours, that's the one. Whoops. And that's the older woman. So probably sensing you yourself might be an older woman. And here we go with 3 different cards. Or there's someone who is just that bit older than you that is going to, someone a bit older than you is going to actually be, who is around you, and the rest is putting up masks. But needing to actually, I'm feeling that you already know that, and you're going to be at some point sorting out now, do I ask her to drop it, you know, to drop that guard, to actually be more along the lines of knowing that more intimate self of a person, because it is a vulnerable space to be. So I'm feeling that there probably is that time of sharing with this woman that's going to be in that type of space. I suppose you used to, you know, when I was younger, it was just a D&M, which stood for deep and meaningful. So there'd be that type of conversations and connections, not at the intimate level of what is the physical, you know, sex or anything like that. It's more along the lines of that deep soul connection and feeling that energy of what is more meaningful in that respect. And I'm feeling it's going to take you on that travel of what is an emotional traveling rather than a physical travel. So it's something that you're feeling, and you know who it is already that you're needing to have this type of a connection with, or the desire for this connection to get them to know them more deeply and better. And I'm feeling that that is what is going to progress, and it will certainly have some meaningful moments for you. Okay, so do take that step. And yes, it is okay to be vulnerable. It's not so much the outcome, but the process, and that's the important part. That's what it's feeling like. So hopefully that's helpful for you there, Diane. Now, Trudy, I think you're on the right path. I have a funny feeling we probably did one for you before, did we? Apologies if I do actually end up missing some, because the scrolling comments do go up and away sometimes where we can miss them. I'm just going to do one card in case I forgot and went past it. Key. Now, you've heard some explanations of that. What I'm feeling there is that you definitely have the key for yourself. You know, there is an inner key that's going to unlock. I'm almost feeling like it's a treasure chest. So sense that energy around whatever that means for you. Okay? So thanks for being here too, Trudy. Now, we've got someone here who's connecting in from the YouTube feed. So hi Nomad Trees, great to see you here. So, and you're asking may I know what's in for me in love? Okay, let's see what I'll go down to the next comment because I think that probably actually asks it better. May I know who is coming to me in love? Anything about him? Right. What I'm feeling is the cloudiness of it, and what's in it for you with love. I'm feeling that you do have that key's showing up a lot tonight. I'm feeling that you do have an idea about who you are attracted to. So I'm feeling too, though, that there is a cloudiness around what type of man you actually do want to have around you and attracted to you. And even though you've got an idea, but it's still a cloudiness around it, and it feels like it really is the roll of the dice, and throw them in the air and it's potluck, all those things. But you really do have that key on unlocking your own knowing around the focus that you can put on. Create that list of what your desires are in the character and the traits and the skills you want in a man to be able to support you, to be able to learn from each other, to be able to be that partnership rather than just, a bedfellow type thing. It really does feel like there is just a little bit more time to work on that, allow the energies to work around that for you to gain your own clarity around it first in what, be careful what you ask for is probably what I'm getting as far as that, part of that you've got to frame it pretty well as to, that list of things in some respects. So that's what I'm feeling with that one. I'd love to know if you move on to a different job soon, or will I be stuck here? So thank you for that question, Nomad Trees. I like your label, Nomad Trees. That means you're out bush. Anyway, I have a funny feeling we did the cards for you before, Sarah, because of the name, the way your name is spelled. Lovely name, by the way, though. So I'm probably going to move past this question because I will have answered it already, I think. Pretty sure. What? Uh-oh. My finger went wrong there. Okay, yes. Now down to Linda. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. The list is scrolling up. I'll just put that there so you've got something to look at in that blank one. I love it. Who's next? So I think Linda, I just said, g'day. Yeah, thank you. That's all right. Thank you. Love a card. Now, don't think I'll send that picture, Rachel, because I remember them more for the pictures and sometimes the spelling of the name. So I will shuffle these ones. I'll do just the one because I can see that we're going to run out of time before I get to the end of the list. So I can see it's getting pretty long. Snake. Oh, but with snake, when you actually look at it more closely, it's not just about, and this one does reference back to the Adam and Eve story in the Bible as far as the snake from the tree that tempted Eve with the apple and convinced her to actually eat the apple. What you can see is the apples there, and really it's just, I'm always reminded of, yes, the snake in the grass, and they're only doing what snakes do naturally. Hiss when they feel they're being under attack, and that's what I'm seeing here. But when you look at it, it's about to form the 8, and the 8 does have a infinity. It's part of the symbol for infinity, and it means an abundance. And you look at the amount of apples in there, there's plenty, and there's no need to be concerned about, what you're missing out on or anything, because it's available at any point when you just need things. Think the positive, manifest, all of those things. I mean, it doesn't always work that way because sometimes there's a lesson in what we don't have, what we don't get. So I'm feeling that with the snake, though, what you've got here is more an abundance, and not to feel that you're being conned into doing something you don't want to, or take what you don't want. Go out and get what you do want, and make sure it's in the way that you would like to have it as part of your karmic path, your energy, and what you feel is you. So that's what I'm feeling around that one. So I'm feeling at times you've got someone around you that tries to convince you that you need to be doing things differently. Do them your way and the way you'd like to, because you've got fruitful abundance around you in whatever, what you need to be doing. It's there. You've got resources and that to be able to move it forward in your way. Okay, whoops, nearly lost my mouse. Now, would love a car. Oh, that we just did that. Whoops. And Alison, oh, excuse me, that was a hiccup again. Don't think I've done one for you because a cutie little doggy. Whoops, I just lost my scrolling thing. Now, I think I did shuffle and clear. Well, bridge again. My hair is starting to itch. My hair is starting to itch my face. Sorry, but I've got the hiccups. Or a hiccup or two. I don't always get them continuing. Bridge, magnifying glass, and the ring. So did you have an emphasis? No. So there's decision, and it's just a matter of there's a decision there, taking that step to cross a bridge. You've got a fairly big decision you're wanting to make, but whether you're taking it sooner or later, as far as the distance, you're needing to actually be looking into the finer detail of it, I feel like, before you actually take that step. You're wanting to actually look at and have some more information before you take it. But once you do, you're actually going to be committed, as in it's a commitment. You are going to take that move and cross that bridge fully, and you will decide that it was the right thing to do. So that step over that bridge is going to be very worthwhile, okay? And you'll be happy with your decision, okay? So that's what I'm getting from that. I'm hoping the sound's all right on this because my microphone's there, not this way. I need to change that around too. Right, and thanks for the card reading. It made sense with what's happening. Well, thank you for that feedback, Sharon. I like to have the feedback. It's good to know. Not that I feel I'm up a tree or wrong or anything, but sometimes interpretations can be a little bit off skew, purely because I have my understanding of some of the symbolism compared to what you might have that you're receiving, knowing your situation. Your life's been really tough lately, hasn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, Lisa. Look, sometimes, you do need to look at what's happening around you with just that slight different perspective sometimes, and then you'll find that silver lining in the clouds. And even later on, you'll look back and think with hindsight, wow, I'm glad something happened that way, and look at how much better I am for it, or where it's brought me from and to. And here we've got the hard work that has been it and the clouds that's been in your life, but look at where it's moving. It's moving into the good, strong sun energy. So yes, the side is about the hard work and how much of a slog it's been, but look at the harvest. There's been the good moments as well. Currently you are feeling like life has been under a cloud so much, but look at the way that the birds are starting to fly free and moving towards the sun. So that is what's in front of you. You will have those beautiful days of sunshine, hope, strength, and positive energy, and the right time will happen. See how that's just like a sundial, the old clock? So the perfect time will happen where you'll know that it's all been worthwhile. It's all happened for the right reason at the right time. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful for you. Thanks for asking, Lisa. So we've got Jasmine saying thank you so much. That's fine. Thank you. And Julie, you're over on the YouTube. Hopefully you're still there to see the answer, because sometimes when you're waiting to see if you get a turn that it's going to take it, that it takes forever. And I do know that when you're on the YouTube channel, you can't see the Facebook comments unless you're monitoring the mytimetv.live page. Can be a bit tricky, can't it? I'm not monitoring anything while I'm here in this instance. I've just got, this is my studio. It's what I've got in front of me. And all I can see is the comments that get fed through from both channels, the page on Facebook and the YouTube. Wow, so many, they really are popping up in similar fashion, aren't they? So, and for you, Julie, I felt they needed to be in this pattern. So the energy that's most dominant for you at the moment is you're hiding behind the mask and feeling like you're needing to escape. It's, what I'm feeling is the energy you wanting to actually run across the bridge to escape something pretty quick. And not leave it till later. You're feeling it. To me, it's feeling like there's an urgency of running. Now, is that towards love to know if I'll get married, or is it just going to be away from it? Because it's almost like that. Oh, what's that one where Julia Roberts is the runaway bride? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. No, I can't remember. Hopefully you understand what I mean. And that reflection on. It almost feels like a loneliness here, wanting to know if you'll get married. Do you want to? Is it really something you want to, or you're trying to avoid it? I think that there's a little bit of, as I'm thinking of it in the head, be careful what you ask for, what you really want. Know what you really want. Do you really want it? And I don't, the speed with which I'm speaking, it almost feels like that urgency. What are you running away from? Take time to breathe. And it's not just the breathing, just it almost does feel like stop the running, stop that urgency. Things will happen in their own time. It could be the later. It could be that bridge that's going to be crossed at the right time. And when that happens, it will be perfect. It's not going to be right now. I'm feeling it's going to be later. But it's only you can decide that. What are you getting in your messages? What are you feeling in your gut feeling, your intuition? Okay, so just have a thought on it. And thank you for asking, though. So, and there we go. There was a thanks. Thank you, Ros, from Tina. Thank you. Now, thank you. I'll update you once I found it. That'd be wonderful. Be absolutely wonderful to know if that's where it's gone. So I remember what that one was, finding a passport. I remembered something. Thanks, Wanda. Thank you very much. Now, for some reason, you showed up on my Facebook page. Lisa, have you actually got a reminder for the mytimetv.live page? Because if you've got the notifications turned on for that, every show that goes through that page, you should get a notification for, or the events. You may have clicked the reminder. But it's lovely to see you here, though. And remember, people, do share out for others that might be interested in this style of show. It's not the only type of show of this nature that's on the mytimetv.live. We have quite a variety and growing the different types of shows that are on this page. There will be others going to be starting with different shows as well soon. So, whoa. The comments are flying off the screen right now. Yes, and there's the links. That's on the Facebook page for the Grand Tableau, however you pronounce it, Grand Tableau. I don't know how to do it in French. And there's the one that showed up on the YouTube. So try it out. Click the link if you want a really detailed reading. Give me good practice. I haven't done too many of them before, so it'll take a fair bit of time. I do record everyone. I do record the readings. I like doing them like this. You get a recorded. You can join in with me when we have readings so that it is an interactive as if in real life, doing the one-to-one. But I do record them and you get a link to it so that you can watch later to get other interpretations that you feel of the cards through the reading as well. Okay. Now, here we go with a card. I don't think I've done one for you yet, Louisa, have I? Or did I write at the start? I can't remember now because that's nearly an hour ago-ish. Oops. Now, what you've got there, Tower. Oh, snake's coming into it again. Oh, now we've got the mice. Now, what we've got here is be very careful of how you are building your little empire. Tower is a good, I think, an earthy type of a card where you can actually feel into that strength because it's not just a tent, is it? It really is a firm foundation needed for this type of building, and that's what you've got. almost feels like government type stuff. But in this respect, well, actually, it could be to do with a government, an institution or something that's along that line, with the snake happening there. And here you've got the mice. The mice are very, I love this card because I just think it's so cute seeing that little mouse chewing through that bit of cloth. It's nearly about to break through, and he's got totally no awareness of it. Going to land on his bum. I was going to say another word, but the industriousness, the the taking the opportunity as it presents, which these other mice are doing too. Plenty of food. Just be careful. There's an abundance here of food and resources, and the size, the amount of it, but be careful of something in the background, and it could be the mice that are doing, a little bit of sneaking off with it, stealing what is behind you. So take notice of that. Be aware of it. Not saying it's happening, but just have an awareness of it to waylay it. Or if it is a government thing and they're, if you're on Centrelink or something similar, or, that type of thing, check what the process, check what's going through as far as the paperwork and stuff goes, that they're not doing you out of what is your entitlements, that type of thing as well. That could be the other factor of it, not so much your own resources, but what you're entitled to. Think of it in the context of your situation, okay? Because I don't fortune tell and guess what it is that's around you unless I get very strong indications of what is your situation in life. You know it best for yourself, and this goes for anyone. So now let me see, where was I up to? Would love a card. So that was you, Louisa. That was that one, wasn't it? So Courtney, you've got a comment there. Thank you, Roz. It all fits well and makes sense. I'm in the process of beginning to move house, so hence the house card. Aha. Wonderful. Thanks for the feedback. And you too, have a good night. Thank you for that. And yes, Tamara, you're being positive. However, you're renting and getting knockbacks on other rentals at the moment. Yeah, that can. I think too, when there is so many looking around, it can be a bit of an issue when you're on the hunt, I suppose. So think the positives. Think the positives. I can't remember exactly what I said to you, but certainly we do have the ability to watch a replay with this stuff, with these types of videos, and you go back and look what the detail was, if there's anything more in that set of cards that is meaningful for you. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thank you. Now we do have the thank you. So thank you, Trudy. And Sarah, I haven't done one for you. And you're wanting to, on career. Yep. Look, I will do yours. I probably need to do that as the last one. So I'll do that now. And another shuffle. Whoops, you got one that flew out, dropped out. Oh, it's the clouds. So on your career, you've got a bit of haze around where you're wanting to go with it. So I'm feeling at this point, are you more involved with working from home? Your career gives a feeling of you wanting a job. I'm sensing that you're probably going to move on from that cloudiness of, aiming for a career, but going into something that is a little bit more a work from home business, something that might be centered around people in home situations that are going to need assistance. That whatever you're wanting to aim for is in your stars. Like it really is almost that wish upon a star. Whatever you're wishing upon, that's what's in the future. So you're going to move forward into what is your, I won't say passion, but I'm feeling that there is an inkling that you've got of something you'd really like to move into and follow. So I'm feeling that you are going to be actually finding that pathway to be a lot more suitable than just a career path. I do feel it's going to be a little bit more in a more business mold in that sort of arena. So going into it, I wouldn't say on your own, because I'm feeling that there is going to be others assisting in that process with you. So that's where I'm feeling business, not just from the home base, but certainly people going to be able to help you from your home base in that support network to actually reach for the stars in whatever way that you want to. Okay, so I'd say just trust your gut and go with what you're actually really desiring. Put the energy into that in a very positive way. Okay, thank you for that, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Di. And oh, hi, Sarah. How are you? And you'd like to have a card, please, because you're a regular. I think I'll just quickly do that. And then I'll just go through the closing phrases there because I'm feeling it is near the end of the, well, actually it's past the end of that. Here we go, Sarah. Oop, they're home again. And the stars have shuffled them well. I think it's actually coming into, usually when you get a group of people coming in on this type of energy, it does reflect the attraction of similar answers for the night. So I'm definitely with the home energy, it's very much a welcoming and hospitable environment. And so as far as wanting a card goes, look, you can and guess what the dogs are barking for? Because someone out across the road, neighbours, has arrived back home in their car and the doors are slamming, and that's what the dogs are barking at. So I can't see them, but they certainly hear well. So feeling at home and knowing that what is coming out, like that feeling of potential as far as the stars, there's one little spark that's really sparkling at you. You know how they twinkle? You're seeing a star in the sky and your focus is going to that one all the time. So, but it just feels like, do I jump towards that? Do I take the gamble? You've got a self-questioning aspect of what's coming, what's in your home space. It is more the home space that you're feeling it, and wishing for something in particular and not quite sure whether to go for it. Well, sometimes it can feel like a gamble, but I'm feeling that it's actually letting you know, the spirit's actually letting you know, yeah, jump for it. Take that risk in this situation. So I'm going to move back to that and we'll finish off there because I'm needing a coffee now. But thank you very much for being part of my evening tonight, and because it actually is yours as well. It's why I love doing this. I love the interaction. And it's so much fun when Leanne's joining in as well, but she's away for the weekend, and I sort of sent a message and said, look, if you want to pop in, feel free. If you don't, look, I know you're busy with family. So that's where that's at. So thank you, Lisa, for your thank you. And Alison, you've mentioned thanks. You just need to wait and see what it relates to. And sometimes that's what it can be. But it's tuning in and being aware of what message might be there for any tool that we use, whether it's the cards, whether it's just our straight, taking that first impression, the gut feeling, first impression, what comes from the heart. It could be a pendulum and asking questions and using that as the tool. It could be the crystal ball. It could be anything that you feel drawn to as a tool. But even with these cards, if you're going to watch back for your moment with those cards that were pulled for you, do tune into it with that connection of what is from the heart, your soul level, and that intuitive side, and grow it and take that first impression as you're looking at them. And that will be the most important, meaningful, and trust it. Okay. So that's what you probably, and this is referring to everyone really, because we all have the ability. So yes, just having that awareness and it'll click, that's what that meant. So I've already, Nomad Trees, I think you might still be around. Hopefully you are. There is some repeated comments here. So unfortunately, Tanya, I've just put the cards away, so I am needing to leave it there. And Nomad, you're saying, oh no, please me. And I have noticed you're saying, please don't ignore. Well, I did do your cards. You are going to need to actually go back and watch the replay for where your little 3 cards are sitting in the space of time that we've spent together. So thank you. And Yes, the YouTube comments are being read. So you did just see the read. Good. That's good. That's good. Sometimes you do need to wait because it takes a bit of time to go through all the comments. Now, out of all the lovely comments that have been here tonight, thank you. And Sarah, thank you too for your thank you. It can take a bit of time to go through, and it's lovely to be able to spend this time with you. You just need patience with anything that we have in life. We do need to practice our patience. And if it's not coming instantly, just take some breaths if that's what it needs to be, or count to bloody 10 backwards if you have to. Just allow the process to move through. And you'll find that with so many different areas in your life that it just needs that time. When we're actually speaking, our words are energy. And when we actually have that listening ear open to not interpret before we hear, but really listen and being present in that moment, that takes time. And it is sometimes the silence between the sounds that is more important. Allow that reception. We give out, but we also need to receive. And that's just as important when we're speaking and listening. So take the time to actually do the both. Take the time to actually sit in your inner space too and have that conversation with that inner self or your spirit guides, your angels, whoever you connect with on that spiritual level, and have the connection meaningful with just the silence and see what you hear. Okay? Try practicing that. I've found over time that it really was in my growing into and up with good, and it was a Christian home base upbringing, and all that Methodism, well, not all that Methodism is, and Uniting Church and religion, and then growing into discovering and making my own choices around spirituality. That whole base of where I came from to where I am now certainly is important to have been part of who I am now. And even now, taking that even into the future and stepping through the process of presence, being present and allowing those moments to be where I can hear in the silence. Okay. And it does take practice. Thank you for being here. And I have just noticed that, Tonya, you have joined in late. Next time, enjoy the rest of your evening. Well, that's the bonus of actually having recordings. So, in your own time, you can go back and rewatch or watch anew. As far as Tonya, you mentioned you were late. Enjoy being you. Enjoy being the best person that you can be, because that's what I do encourage people to be. What more can you be but the best person that you can be in each and every moment as you step through your time here in this world for now. Okay. Next week, it'll be the 8:30 on the Friday evening again, even though my timeline has gone back to where I can put it back to Tuesday days. I'm comfortable with staying at the Friday evening. So spread that around that it is going to be a regular at this time. Yeah, well, the 8:30 Adelaide time here on mytimetv.live, and whoever else might be benefiting from it. Leanne will be back on board with me next week, I'm sure. And I'll be online again tomorrow morning for the daily card spread. And that's the 5-card reading that I do. That's general. It's not this style. It's a daily guidance. I love doing that too. So thank you. And namaste until then, in whatever form, fashion and